Welcome to Ray Reads, a podcast where I talk about the books I am currently reading. For this episode of Ray Reads, I will be discussing Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. I know that I have said this before, but I am going to say it again. The story should have provided a background on Cinna. From the moment Cinna requested to be the stylist for District 12, and likely even before then, he was igniting and fueling a rebellion. Although Cinna was taken away and undoubtedly executed in the last book, he still managed to plan ahead and create the Mockingjay warrior Katniss will embody. Cinna designed the perfect war outfit and arranged for the prep team, Flavius, Venia, and Octavia, to be sent to the rebels in District 13 for Katniss. Cinna was the first to fully realize Katniss's potential. In this book, I truly missed his intelligence and his quiet, dependable demeanor. Another character who should have had a background is Alma Coin, president of District 13. Like Cinna, Coin picked up on Katniss's potential quickly, except she identified Katniss as a threat. Coin wanted to control Katniss because she knew the people of the districts put their faith in Katniss, the Mockingjay, over her. Coin's plan was to use Katniss as a propagandist and then covertly dispose of her. Coin played dirty. She used the people Katniss loved the most to destroy her. She sent out an unstable, hijacked Pita on a mission, hoping that he would snap and kill Katniss for her. When that failed, and Katniss continued to defy her, Coin used Gale against Katniss in the most horrific way possible. Coin employed one of Gale's human traps and targeted the human shield composed of capital children outside President Snow's mansion. Coin bombed these innocent children, and as if that wasn't bad enough on its own, Coin also deliberately arranged for Prim to be on the scene as a medic. Prim was too young and not entirely qualified to be there. Coin positioned 13-year-old Prim there to die as punishment to Katniss for disobeying orders. It all happened so fast. The horror is almost incomprehensible. A mere year prior, Katniss had volunteered to save her little sister from the Hunger Games. She was supposed to be safe, but now she's dead. The Aberdeen family broke then. Their mother abandoned Katniss to her grief, and she left Haymitch to care for her only living daughter, and she lost herself to her work. The death of Finnick Odair was another heart-wrenching tragedy. It was obvious from the first book that there was a problem with the Capitol sexualizing the child tributes. I did not realize how dire the issue was until Finnick exposed the Capitol's secrets. Finnick was a sex slave. This was his reward for winning the Hunger Games. Finnick was one of the most tragic characters, and it is so sad how we barely get a glimpse of him being happy when he was reunited with Annie Cresta, his fellow victor and lover, and when they were married. My boy deserved better. I wish he could have lived for his family, his wife and his newborn. I am a little concerned for his family because Mad Annie might not be stable enough to care for a child on her own. It is a shame that we did not get to see much of Annie's character either. But I must admit that I appreciate how many important characters die in this war. I have read so many stories where all of the main characters miraculously survive everything. That is not the case in this book. We lost Cinna, Primrose, and Finnick, all people who were close to Katniss. We lost Mage and Peeta's family. So many people died. It is interesting how Katniss lost Gale, although he survived. At first, I was amazed that Gale so readily sided with Coin and District 13. I thought that Gale was entirely against all authority, but then I realized that he just merely hated the Capitol and how it abused its authority. Like BT from District 3, Gale thrived and excelled at developing weapons or traps and strategies for District 13 to use against the Capitol. It was tragic that President Coin utilized Gale's trap bombing strategy to underhandedly execute Prim. And although Gale was unaware of Coin's intentions and the plan, Katniss will always partially blame Gale for her sister's death. Of course, this final book is brimming with heartbreaking events. Oh, how my boy Peeta continued to suffer. The rebels abandoned him, the Capitol captured him, they tortured Peeta, hijacked him with Tracker Jacker venom, and when the rebels finally rescued Peeta for Katniss's sake, he was already so damaged by the abuse he endured. Katniss had the audacity to treat Peeta cruelly, all because he could not love her as he had before. Katniss had always taken Peeta and his love for granted. I do understand that Katniss was a 17-year-old girl in a difficult situation, but that does not excuse how she treated Peeta. Katniss gave up on him, deemed him too broken to ever be fixed. Peeta's torture warped his memories, his reality. The epilogue revealed that it took years for Peeta to unravel his tangled memories, to be able to differentiate fact from fiction in his head. The epilogue was rather disappointing. As happy as I was to learn that Katniss and Peeta live out some kind of happily ever after, I still felt robbed since we did not truly witness them falling in love. I think that this series should have continued on to show the process of rebuilding Panem, to depict how our wounded characters learned to heal, to recover as much as they are able to, given what they've been through. The last important topic I want to discuss now is the symbolism of bread. I think it is beautiful that The country is named Panem after the Latin word for bread. Bread is the most powerful symbol in this trilogy, greater than even the Mockingjay. In the final book here, the one scene where bread appears is so crucial to the plot, yet it is easily overlooked. When Katniss first reunited with her prep team in District 13, she discovered that they had been locked up for stealing bread. Thanks to their upbringings in the capital, the prep team had never known hunger before. Unaccustomed to rationing, they stole a little extra bread to eat. The prep team received a warning, but they disobeyed a second time and were imprisoned. Their punishment seemed cruel and extreme to Katniss. The cell the prep team was locked in would have been severe, even for a hardened criminal. This moment was key in first portraying Coin as a president as bad as Snow. I hate what this book has done to my love, Peeta, but I love the story nonetheless. The Hunger Games trilogy is one that I always come back to. These books are simply unforgettable.